I'm an exchange student on the Yes Abroad program, currently in India. The Yes Abroad program's main goal is to foster better relationships with the global community today. The Yes Abroad program is funded by the State Department, Bureau of Education and Cultural Affairs. For me, I think the best aspect of this program is being able to live with the local host family. I love being able to wake up in the morning and ask my parents to teach me how to cook some Indian food, or ask them to take me to a temple, or tell me about religion in general.
For me, the Yes Abroad program it's about creating relationships and building bonds with people in other countries, your host country, but also your home country. So we go to these other countries and we learn about their culture, and then we come home with that knowledge and we share that with the people we have relationships with. We can Google so many things. And I can learn about traditional dress from Google and the internet, and I can learn about food from the internet, but I think that interacting with people and having that understanding of how people interact with one another is a knowledge that you can't gain unless you're in the country. Community service is a part of the Yes Abroad program. We have certain required hours before completing the program. For my community service, I worked at a place called So Hard. It was a local NGO, and they did social justice project. While I was there, the work I did, I feel, was very important, but what I thought was even more so important was the conversations I had with people while I was working there. So being in this environment with all of these people that were so different from what I knew in my family and in my school. I have met a lot of very conservative people, but volunteering also helped me meet a lot of really liberal people that had these amazing views, and because they had these views, they were passionate about these things and they were happy to explain them to me.
Yes Abroad has really transformed the way I think and how I see the outer world. After coming to India, being immersed into a culture, because there's something very different compared to visiting a culture and learning about it for 2 weeks and living in it for 10 months. And that difference is what makes Yes Abroad so special. Being in India for 10 months has transformed me entirely. I couldn't really recognize myself. During my 10 months in India, I've learned so much. I've learned immensely. The top 3 things that I think really defined my experience in India were the culture, the tradition, and the people. And being here for 10 months is something totally different from visiting the country. I think really immersing into the culture, living in a host family, going to a host school, that really makes an experience so different than any other program or any other travel or any other vacation you can take.
This year has changed me a lot. It's made me a lot more patient and tolerant, and I feel like I can connect to people in a way that I wasn't able to before. Definitely, before I came here, I was always very strict about time and being everything needs to be this perfect thing that I want it to be. But now I've really been able to see the bigger picture of a lot of stuff.
I think Yes was a really great opportunity for me to grow as a person, being true to myself and my interests and what I value in other people. Why I chose Yes was a very horrible reason, was because I just wanted to get out of my hometown. But when I look back on that now, I realize that Yes has so many opportunities. It pushed me out of my comfort zone, and it was more than I expected it to be. I grew more than I expected to, and I saw things that I didn't expect to.
Before coming to India, all I imagined was colorful fabric and spicy food, but now I have a deep appreciation for the culture within. I think this is a very important learning tool and something that I will always remember for the rest of my life. I would like to thank the Yes Abroad program for making this experience possible. Dhanyavad.